Alistair, for those of you who don't know, is in fact the Executive Director of the China Council. Obviously his role is to advocate for the relationship, but it's much more than that. But really, I just wanted you to reflect on today, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to thank the speakers and the crew who actually put the event together.
Sure. Oh, well, thank you, Fran, and kia ora koutou. Tim, I think this is actually the graveyard shift, and I'm not a comedian, so this will be tough. But look, China Speed summary of what I've heard today, you'll all have your own takeaways, and I hope you've got some nuggets of value that you'll take away. Mine were, firstly, I felt the mood today was really self-assured and really confident. In the last few years of the summit, we've grappled with some really big issues. You know, do we have too many eggs in the China basket? Look what's happened to Australia. Oh my God, COVID. This year I felt we'd somehow achieved smooth water, which ironically is one of the most uncertain years that we can all remember. So I was trying to think, well, why is that? And I think firstly, we're riding off the high of the Prime Minister's visit to China this year. It was genuinely successful, certainly from the outside, and we heard a lot of positive feedback today. Prime Minister said that key ministers will be going back into market before the end of the year, so there's good momentum there. But also I wonder if it's also because we've actually now become so used to uncertainty that we're just getting on with it. China will remain uncertain, there'll remain difficulties, but our companies are just knuckling down and just do it, as the Nike saying goes. Secondly, I was just amazed at the very granular, deep understanding of the market from the companies here today. You know, it's a full court press now, from governance to senior managers shuttling to and from China, in-country teams, really high-quality partners, as the Prime Minister said. So, you know, we now have world-class expertise across the sectors that we're engaging in. I was slightly worried, you know, does that mean that if you're not in boots and all at the scale that our largest companies are in at, there's no hope, you just can't catch up and can't enter. So I was really reassured by Chris Metcalf's panel with Karina and Nick and Mahara that there are pathways through. NZTE helps, PCNZ helps, New Zealand Business Roundtable in China helps as well. We were challenged, and for me the most unexpected discussion was probably the infrastructure investment one. But you know, there's a wider point there about how do we address risk. And you know, there's risk with infrastructure investment. We also had some risk mentioned in the AI discussion as well. How do you cope with that? I think you have to take an objective, very balanced approach to risk and not have a black-white, zero-sum approach. And that was a useful message. Not just transactional. The PM started with that this morning. That will get us nowhere. And I think the final two panels really reinforced the importance of engaging people to people. And Vice-Chancellor Freshwater also had a very strong reminder of that as well. Lastly, one team between business sectors. The fact that the tourism consumers are the primary produce consumers, are the education consumers, and swapping notes across the team, but also one team with government. There are some countries where the debate, the discussion on China is really fractured, and you have to have very thick skin to get in the game and voice your opinions. I think we're blessed in this country with such a collegial approach that we've seen today, and I think it's been a very rewarding discussion. I know that Fran is about to thank a lot of people, and I'm sorry if I'm getting the choreography wrong, Fran, but I would like to take this opportunity, in case no one else does, to, on behalf of all of us, congratulate Fran on yet another amazingly curated day. I think it's the 11th China Business Summit, and I just do not know, Fran, how you do it. Seemingly single-handedly every year. I'm sure there's people behind the scenes, but yes, I know you do a lot of the work yourself. So while you're thanking everyone else, I just want to thank you.
Oh,
Kia ora.
thank you. Thank you so much. And yes, there is a big team behind the scenes. And on behalf of Simon Bridges, who is travelling back to New Zealand but doesn't arrive till Monday, on behalf of him and myself, I do want to thank the team. It seems seamless, but in actual fact, there's a lot of work behind scenes. The chamber team, terrific job. Thank you, people. Janelle, Bailey, the team there, wonderful. Josh Beddle, who wrangled the journalists to come and has Andrew Brown speaking on Q&A at the weekend. So we look forward to that. Other people in the team, Deanna, Louise, and actually a young person called Weenie, the ambassador's daughter, who worked on the project today as well, as part of the backroom team. She's here for a break from school in Singapore. Besides that, Raymond Young, there is another Raymond Young, which got quite confronting when occasionally I sent it to the wrong Raymond Young, not ANZ, but, you know, why am I getting this instruction about a graphic or something, you know? So that is actually amazing. But anyway, he did a lot of the PowerPoint work. Our director, event director, Katie Riddell, came in for the last week, pulled it all together. Fantastic job, Katie, and I'd like to congratulate you. And particularly Tim McCready. Tim is an unsung hero at these events. He is my colleague. We work together on all these summits that we do, and including, of course, some of the events for the Herald as well, like Mood of the Boardroom. Fantastic job emceeing today. You ran it on time. I think you're probably starting to look at me because I'm putting you out of time. And again, I'd like everyone to thank Tim for such a staggeringly good day. Aside from all of that, all speakers, international and local, thank you very much. You've made for a terrific day of sharing, very robust, really enjoyed it. And of course, all delegates and also our sponsors. Thank you so much. I could have a drink.